A challenging road lies ahead for imprisoned former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chief Imran Khan has been arrested again and sentenced to 3 years in prison. He stands barred from contesting elections for 5 years. On Saturday, a trial court in Islamabad found Khan guilty of corrupt practices in the state gifts case, commonly known as the Toshakana case. The former Pakistani Prime Minister is accused of misusing his tenure from 2018 to 2022 to buy and even sell gifts in state possession. These were received during his visits abroad and were worth more than $1.5 million. Imran Khan denies he misdeclared one of the most precious gifts sold. It was a special Holy Kaaba edition graph watch gifted by the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia.
Obviously, the judge is in the best position to make a decision, so he must be right. But Mr. Khan should also have shown some resilience in politics. He started picking fights with people the minute he came to power, trying to corner people and making enemies. He should have shown some flexibility in politics.
Since his arrest on Saturday, the world was expecting the streets of Pakistan to be filled with PTI supporters to contest the arrest, but this time the reaction looks very different. Saturday night was almost not different from any other normal night in Pakistan. The protest this time seems to be far more muted. Contrasts to the lukewarm response this time to Khan's arrest in May this year. Violence, riots and clashes had gripped the country. Thousands of PTI workers are still languishing in jail over May 9th violent incident. Imran Khan's first arrest led to protests in the streets from Peshawar to Karachi, with buildings burning and the army on the streets. The arrest is seen as the latest in a series of blows that have weakened Khan's political standing after he fell out with Pakistan's military and his party splintered. According to analysts, Imran Khan is widely seen as a person who came to power with the help of the establishment and subsequently lost his position when that relationship deteriorated. Since then, instead of waiting quietly until the next election, Imran Khan continued to criticize the army's leadership. When army buildings were attacked following Khan's arrest in May, the military made sure to establish that they had a zero-tolerance approach to those they saw as responsible. The subsequent crackdown has left Imran Khan's party decimated. Khan's PTI was rocked by a spree of resignations of senior leadership. To name a few, PTI's senior vice president and spokesperson Fawad Chaudhry resigned. Khan's close confidant Asad Umar also resigned. Other leaders included in the likes of Shireen Mazari, Amir Mahmood Kiani, Malik Amin Aslam. All the members who had left the party also condemned the violence that took place on 9th of May. The criticism targeted the vandalism that took place inside Corps Commander's residence. Meanwhile, his supporters were arrested in thousands, some who will be tried in military courts. Despite the outcry from human rights groups that the system should not be used for civilians. Since he was ousted in a no-confidence vote in April 2022, a series of cases being slapped against Imran Khan, more than 150 cases have been filed against him. The arrest couldn't have come at a worse time for Khan. His party is in turmoil. His top party leaders have quit. His public support is on the wane. And perhaps most crucially, all this at a time when the country is headed for general elections. Owais Tawheed is a senior journalist and also an analyst. He is joining us live from Washington, D.C. Owais, welcome to the show. Imran Khan spent the weekend in jail. If his plea to be released is rejected by the court, what will happen? And what impact will that have on Pakistan politics?
Thank you very much for having me on your show. In a dramatic event over the weekend, former Prime Minister Imran Khan was arrested, and since then, obviously, there are lots of question marks on his politics, on his future of politics. But right now, if I tell your viewers that he is put behind bars on the borders of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and the federal capital, Islamabad. It is called Attak prison. And a couple of hours ago, his lawyer met him, and he has filed a petition in Higher Judiciary, Islamabad High Court, pleading that, that his arrest should be declared illegal. And Mr. Imran Khan, according to his lawyers who met him in the prison, saying that he is being kept in pathetic condition, and his cell is 9 by 11. His bathroom is open. There are insects, there are flies, according to him, after having conversation with Mr. Khan. Coming back to your question, if the High Judiciary doesn't overturn the verdict, then obviously the disqualification will stand, and he is going to be barred from holding public office for the next 5 years. It means that he will not participate in the election which are scheduled for November. As we know, that the parliament will be dissolved in a couple of days, within 48 hours, and then the caretaker setup will come in, and then the elections are going to be held. But there's a question mark whether the elections are going to be held in time or not. But coming back to Mr. Khan's political future, there are serious questions around it. That undoubtedly he has gained massive popularity in Pakistan, especially amongst youngsters and women, after the ouster from power last year.
Always, if I can come in at this moment, and still talking about the elections and the arrest of Imran Khan. Many critics opine that this could be the end of Imran Khan's era. Pakistan is headed to a general elections, like you mentioned there. Without the face of PTI or a strong face to take the leadership of the country or replace Shehbaz Sharif, how is that likely to play out?
Obviously, there will be question mark, and there will be, if the party, obviously, party leadership and working cadre is in disarray, as you mentioned in your intro, but his support base is still intact. Whether that will translate into a vote bank or not, that's a $1 million question. But it seems that after falling out with the Pakistan military establishment, which is powerful and which has interfered in Pakistan's politics, it seems that he is not acceptable to come back in power in the near future. But there are various examples where the military establishment has been loggerheads with Sharifs, with slain former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto and other nationalist leaders, but they have bounced back. So we cannot rule out that what will happen in the future. But in the near future, it seems that Mr. Khan is in serious trouble. He is going to be kept behind bars because he is faced with more than 100 cases of various nature. So even if this verdict is overturned by the Superior Judiciary, then Mr. Khan is likely to be trapped in other cases of various nature. So we see elections, if they are held in the future, according to the schedule, according to the Constitution, Mr. Khan, probably we won't see him in the elections. At the same time, him being in the prison means that there is going to be a broken communication with and the working cadre and the voters. So there are lots of question marks right now in the chaotic political situation back in Pakistan.
All right, I've been talking to Owais Tawheed, who is a senior journalist and also an analyst. He is in Washington, D.C. Owais, thank you very much for your inputs and for talking to WION World is One today. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.